Level 1, the Shestyorka. You're nobody. You're a kid from a concrete block apartment in the outskirts of Moscow. Your father drinks. Your mother works double shifts at a factory that hasn't paid her in 3 months. The local guys run the neighborhood. They drive black BMWs, they wear leather jackets, they eat at the restaurant on the corner where nobody pays. You start doing favors. You carry bags, you wash cars, you stand outside in the freezing cold to watch a door for 6 hours without asking why. They call you Shestyorka. It means sixer, the lowest card in the deck. You are an errand boy. You fetch cigarettes. You deliver envelopes to addresses you've never been to. You don't open them. You don't ask questions. You make no money. You eat whatever they leave on the table after they finish. The older guys don't look at you. To them, you are a tool, a pair of legs that moves when they say move. But this is your audition. Every task is a test. Can you keep your mouth shut? Can you follow orders without thinking? If the police stop you, you say nothing. If they hit you, you say nothing. One wrong word, and you're out. And in this world, out can mean a shallow grave in the woods outside the city. Level 2, the torpedo. You passed the test. You kept quiet. Now they hand you something heavier than an envelope. They hand you a weapon. You're a torpedo now, the muscle. When a shop owner stops paying protection, you visit him. You walk in, you break something expensive. A glass case, a mirror, his hand. The message is clear. Pay or it gets worse. When a debtor disappears, you find him. You drag him out of whatever hole he's hiding in. You're making money now. Maybe $500 a week, maybe $1,000 if the work is heavy, but the risk is all yours. If the police catch you standing over a man with a broken jaw, you go to prison. The Brotherhood doesn't send lawyers. You do your time. You keep your mouth shut. That's the code. If you talk, if you give one name, they will find you in your cell. A sharpened toothbrush to the neck while you sleep. Snitches don't survive in Russian prisons. The Brotherhood has men on every block. Level 3, the Bratok. You've done time, maybe 2 years, maybe 5. You sat in a freezing cell in a colony east of the Urals. You ate slop, you slept on a metal bunk, you got beaten by guards and never said a word. You earned your tattoos. In the Russian criminal world, tattoos are your resume. Stars on your shoulders mean you bow to no one. A cathedral on your chest, each dome represents a sentence served. Every mark on your skin tells the Brotherhood exactly who you are and what you've survived. You're a Bratok now, a brother, a recognized member. You have a crew of Shestyorkas and torpedoes working under you. They kick money up to you. You manage a racket. Maybe it's a protection circuit. You collect monthly payments from every business in a 5-block radius. Restaurants, kiosks, nightclubs, car dealerships. Everyone pays. A taxi company gives you $10,000 a month. A construction firm gives you $20,000. If they refuse, you send a torpedo. If they still refuse, the building burns. You're making real money now, but you're also responsible for your crew. If one of your men gets arrested, you make sure his family is taken care of. You report to your brigadier every week with an envelope full of cash. If the envelope is light, you better have a very good reason. Level 4, the brigadier. You control a crew of 20 to 50 men. You are a brigade leader. Your territory might be an entire district of Moscow, or a whole city like Ekaterinburg. Everything that moves through your territory pays you. The drug dealers, the gambling dens, the legitimate businesses, all of them. You run your operation like a military unit. You hold meetings in the back rooms of restaurants you own. You don't do the dirty work anymore. You give orders. When a rival group tries to move in, you send 15 men in 3 cars at 4 a.m. They handle it. The local police chief gets an envelope every month, $50,000 cash. In return, your men don't get arrested. The building inspector who could shut down your construction fronts gets a new car for his wife. The tax official gets a vacation home on the Black Sea. Corruption is the oil that keeps the machine running. You're pulling in $200,000 a month. But you have enemies. Other brigadiers want your territory. Ambitious Bratoks in your own crew are watching you, waiting for weakness. And the FSB, Russia's Federal Security Service, they're building a file on you. You change your phone every 3 days. You never discuss business indoors. You walk in parks and whisper. Level 5, the Autoritet. You are an authority now. You control multiple brigadiers. Hundreds of men answer to you. Your criminal empire generates tens of millions a year, but you've learned something important. The real money isn't in protection rackets or drugs. It's in business. You own construction companies that win government contracts. You own banks that launder money through real estate. You sit in a high-rise office in Moscow. You wear a suit that costs $10,000. To the outside world, you are a successful businessman, a philanthropist. You donate to charities, you shake hands with politicians at galas. But behind closed doors, you control the underworld. A war breaks out between two brigadiers. You settle it. A rival group from the Caucasus tries to expand into your territory. You sit down with their autoritet in a restaurant in Sochi. You pour wine. You smile. You explain that this territory has been spoken for. If they're reasonable, you cut them in on a small piece. If they're not, the conversation ends differently. You've killed people. Not with your own hands. Not for years. But with a phone call. With a nod. With silence. In Russia, silence is the most dangerous language. Level 6. The Khaznachi. Not every path goes through violence. You are the Khaznachi, the treasurer. You manage the obshchak, the common fund. Every member contributes. Every racket, every business, every heist sends a percentage into the obshchak. You control millions. The fund pays for lawyers when brothers get arrested. It pays for families of men doing time. It pays for bribes, weapons, operations. You decide where the money goes. That makes you one of the most powerful and most vulnerable men in the organization. You know every account, every shell company, every offshore deposit. If you steal from the obshchak, you die. No trial, no second chance. A man in Vladivostok once skimmed $200,000 from the fund. They found pieces of him in 4 different dumpsters. But if you manage it well, you are untouchable. The Brotherhood needs you more than you need them. You are the one who turns blood money into beachfront property in Cyprus. Level 7. The Sovetnik. You don't have a crew. You don't have a territory. You have something more valuable. You have the ear of the boss. You are the Sovetnik, the counselor. When the boss is about to start a war, you're the one who says wait. When two autoritets are tearing each other apart over a deal gone wrong, you mediate. You understand the law. You know which judges can be bought and which ones are untouchable. You know which politicians are useful and which are liabilities. You sit next to the boss. You whisper while others shout. Your power comes from wisdom, not violence. The men who carry guns fear you because you carry something far more dangerous: information. You know every secret, every betrayal, every hidden account. If you ever decided to talk, the entire organization collapses. That knowledge is your armor. No one touches the Sovietnik. Level 8. The Vor v'Zakon. This is the crown. Vor v'Zakon. Thief-in-law. This title is not given by a boss. It is bestowed by other Vori in a ceremony that dates back to the Soviet gulags. You must have served significant prison time. You must have lived by the thieves' code your entire life. You have never cooperated with authorities, never held a legitimate job, never served in the military. Your life belongs entirely to the criminal world. The coronation happens in a room full of existing Vori. They examine your history, your tattoos, your reputation. If even one Vor objects, you are denied. But they don't object. You are crowned. You are now part of the highest criminal aristocracy in Russia. There are estimated to be only a few hundred Vori in the entire world. You don't run a territory. You are above territory. You are an arbiter. When criminal factions go to war, they come to you. You sit in a villa in Turkey or a hotel in Dubai, and you decide who is right. Your word is final. You live by the Vorovskoy Zakon, the thieves' code. You cannot own property in your name. Everything belongs to the Brotherhood. You carry no weapon. You need none. Your name is the weapon. A single phone call from you can mobilize hundreds of men across 3 countries. Level 9. The Pakan. You are the boss. You sit at the top of an empire that stretches from Moscow to London to New York to Tel Aviv. Under you, a Sovietnik, a Khaznachi, autoritets, brigadiers, bratoks, torpedoes, and shestyorkas. Thousands of men, billions of dollars. You control ports. You control politicians. You control entire industries. You are a ghost. Your name doesn't appear on any document. Your face doesn't appear in any photograph. You communicate through layers of intermediaries. You haven't spoken on a phone in years. Your meetings happen on a fishing boat in the Baltic, in a private room in a bathhouse in St. Petersburg, in a parked car in a forest outside Moscow. You have everything: mansions, yachts, accounts in Switzerland, and you have nothing. You cannot trust anyone. Your underboss wants your seat. The FSB wants your head. Interpol has an entire unit dedicated to you. You sleep in a different location every night. There is no retirement. There is no handing over the keys and walking away. You will sit on this throne until someone puts a bullet in you, or the state drags you into a cell where you'll rot until your heart stops. Somewhere in Moscow, a kid from a concrete block apartment is washing a black BMW in the freezing cold, hoping someone will notice. The cycle never ends.